Number 11. The Mystery of the Pteranodon. In 1864, during the American Civil War, 6 soldiers claimed to have shot down some kind of unknown bird or monster near Vicksburg. The creature in the photo resembles a pteranodon, which is a giant flying reptile that existed during the Cretaceous period throughout what is now modern North America. What do you think? Is this photo photoshopped, or is this generally a creature that lived a long time ago and has been in hiding? Let us know your thoughts below. Number 10. Terrifying Cave Monster. In the mid-90s, 2 men entered a cave in Ras El Khaimah in the United Arab Emirates to take some photos. One of the men reported seeing his friend's camera flash go off, followed by horrific screaming. The men left the cave and called the authorities. When police investigate, they found a badly mutilated body and this photo on his camera. Number 9. The family photo. There's very little info on this photo and many call it a hoax for obvious reasons, but it's still damn creepy. The story goes the Copper family from Texas had just moved into the house and was celebrating when their dad took this photo. When the photo was developed, there was this terrifying figure falling from the roof of the house. No one knows who or what it is. Many claim it's the spirit of the former owner of the house. Or generally a body did fall from the loft, but because there's little information, we do not know the truth. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Number 8. The Cadborosaurus. In 1907, 9 fishermen caught what they claimed to be a Cadborosaurus, a giant sea monster. The Cadborosaurus is a famous North American cryptid named after Cadboro Bay in Canada. The massive and elusive sea serpent has been spotted from Alaska all the way down to Southern California. To this day, not a scientist has been able to identify the creature in this photo. Do you have an explanation? Number 7. The Solway Spaceman. This one has been flying around the internet for a while, but the story is just too good to pass up. In 1964, Jim Templeton took a photo of his daughter while they were picnicking on Burr Marsh, overlooking the Solway Firth in Cumbria. When the photograph was developed, it sent the media into a frenzy, garnering worldwide attention. There in the picture was a tiny spaceman just above the young girl's head. Templeton claims no one other than his wife was there that day. Kodak verified that the image had not been tampered with, and even put out a reward to anyone who could prove otherwise. But the story only gets stranger. Mr. Templeton was visited by 2 men dressed in all black, who were referred to as number 9 and number 11. They insisted that he take them to the site where the photograph was taken. Then 2 days later, all the way in Australia, a missile test launch was aborted after the technicians claimed they saw 2 spacemen identical to the photograph out on the firing range. Bizarrely, the aborted missiles were built at RAF Spedrum, just a few miles from where the photograph was actually taken. Many claim they saw a UFO near the Australian launch site around the time of the incident. Number 6. old lady in nursing home. When this lady moved into a nursing home in the mid-90s, her family took this photo. Nothing was seen at first, but when it was developed, a figure of a man could be seen in the background. On closer inspection, the old lady claimed it was her husband who died 13 years earlier. The family insisted that no one else were present when the photo was taken. Did this conjure up an unrested spirit of her husband, or is there another explanation for this photo? Number 5. The Ghost of Three Men and a Baby. Three Men and a Baby is a 1987 comedy film starring Ted Danson. In one scene, about an hour into the film, Danson's character is walking across a room. In the background, when the camera pans past the window, a strange figure is standing there. It's said to be the ghost of a young boy who committed suicide in the house many years earlier. Some claim that the figure is actually a cardboard cutout of Danson's character that featured in a scene that never made it into the final cut. Does that figure really look like Ted Danson to you, or is this generally a spirit of an unrested soul? Number 4. Men caught travelling through time. This photo was taken on the day Southfork Bridge was reopened in Canada in the early 1940s. It's very clear that one man doesn't belong in this photo or time period. He's got some sort of sassy goggles on, a hooded jumper, and a logo-laden t-shirt. Of all the events in history, why would a time traveller visit a bridge reopening in Canada? Number 3. Time travel memento left in Chinese tomb. Sticking with time travellers and their reckless attitude towards the fourth dimension, in 2008, Chinese archaeologists opened a sealed tomb that supposedly hadn't been disturbed in over 400 years. What they found in the coffin is truly baffling. It's a small wristwatch-like object with the time frozen at 10:06. According to the sources, the word Swiss was engraved on the back. Is this an elaborate hoax or evidence of clumsy time travel? Let us know below. Number 2. The Ghost in the Back Seat. In 1959, Mabel Chinnery was visiting the grave of her late mother. While at the cemetery, Chinnery took a photo of her husband in front of the car. When the photo was later developed, a mysterious figure could be clearly seen sitting in the back seat. Chinnery claims it's an image of her dead mother. A photographic expert indeed examined the photo and determined that it hadn't been tampered with, nor was it a double exposure. Before we get to number 1 spot, ensure you subscribe, hit the bell button to be updated with more great videos like this, along with following us on our Facebook and Instagram pages so you never miss an upload. Number 1. The Ghost of Freddie Jackson. This photo of a World War I RAF squadron was taken in 1919. If you look at the airmen in the back row, 4 pilots in, you can clearly see an extra ghostly face. All the men photographed that day swear it's the face of Freddie Jackson, a pilot who tragically lost his life in a propeller accident just days earlier. In fact, Jackson's funeral was held on the morning this photograph was taken.